YouTube, how we doing? PPS here, Pass the Prop back here again. We got a multi-sport day ahead of us. Joined as always by my guy Stu. How you doing, my man?
Doing pretty good. Wednesdays are always hectic as possible. I mean, when you got the day slate, you got all day baseball starting at noon my time, even earlier for you. Just like, it's a long day on Wednesdays, but we got some great NBA playoffs tonight. The playoffs have been fantastic so far. And we got a good baseball slate to break down as well. So whenever that's the case, I'm always pumped up to be here.
Yeah, dude, it is pretty loaded today, so we always like to kind of break those down because we don't get all day baseball all the time, and it's obviously always fun to break those games down with you. And yeah, we got a full day of action here. Let's we can get through a quick recap here before we get it rolling.
Sounds good. Yeah, Hardenstein, 10 points, started out the series well for us. Little foul trouble maybe early, but he was good. He was good to go, got the job done, cashed the ticket for us. No sweat.
Yeah, he looked good, man. He looked good. He did his little push shot, kind of just exactly what you were talking about the entire time. Right? I mean, that's pretty much
exactly
go-to move.
It was there, and we saw Zubac do the same thing. Like the only thing you really need is like touch, and Hardenstein has touch. He's not like a monster, but he's got good touch. So yeah, appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully we see it again tonight.
Yeah, he looked good, man. He looked good, and obviously happy to see you cash another bet on there. My bet not as fun. I did end up cashing part of it. I did have the D-backs full team total there. But yeah, I was I was impressed, man. Rodon looked good. Only one strikeout or one walk in the entire outing, so that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, was that not the game that was like rainy as hell? Right? Was that the one? Yeah, that was kind of a weird one. I tried to stay as much away from that whole the East Coast games got fucked. My Nats game got rained out and moved to a doubleheader. Like I know a lot of the East Coast stuff got kind of affected by that.
Yeah, it was not fun. It was not fun on that one at all. We ended up seeing them go in and out. I mean, they canceled for a little while, and then they were good. And then I'm like, oh, my gosh, are we really going to just go back and forth this whole game? Just watching, dudes go in, out, and then they just said, all right, we'll delay it. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm like, is Rodon even gonna throw this? He got hot, then they pulled him back. But I don't know. I thought he did a pretty good job in that outing there. And yeah, I was ecstatic to see that D-backs come through at the end for my straight bet. But man, dude, that was tough to watch Rodon only walk one Padre.
Yeah, no, I mean, knowing Rodon, it's not his usual, but obviously you got to tip your cap to a good start against a tough lineup. You got the job done.
Yes, sir. Let's move down the list here. I think we both missed our long shot by one. Right? I had Bridges 3 threes, and it was the OG game. So that was really what it was. And I was like, we both talked about it on here that one of those auxiliary pieces needs to do something, and it was OG. It was OG doing his thing. He had 6 threes. Bridges still had 2, but with that type of volume, I'll take that bet every single time.
Same here, and I did take some 2 as well, thanks to analysis, because it was only minus 110, and 3 being 300 was just crazy. Like none of them made any sense to me. So good shout on that one right there. Obviously didn't get the long shot, but still like that analysis, and I think it probably reigns pretty true to tonight once again. Honestly,
definitely agree there. And then I mean, there's not much to say on this one. I know we just kind of talked. Me and Sue were talking for like 20 minutes before we were talking about shit. I know we should have just started it and had you guys listen to us talk shit. But, yeah, this was a tough one to swallow when you saw what he did when he was in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we start out with only a couple rebounds. He picks up 3 quick fouls. He misses almost all of the second quarter. He only just checked in at the beginning. So just full benching for the second quarter. I kind of gave up on all my bets because I had a little 11.5 as well. And then he storms back in the second half from the grave and ends up with 13 rebounds, even playing a little bit more careful. So it was good to see. Obviously a bummer that he didn't cash the long shot. Definitely a little bit tilting there with foul trouble. But honestly, it's one of the foul trouble's foul trouble. It's always going to be live. Karl Anthony Towns is made some dumb mistakes in the past before. So it's not like super surprising, but if he can stay out of trouble, this is going to be live like every game. Honestly, all of his long shots, not just rebounds, like points, everything like that, with the way that they're guarding Brunson,
Yeah, and Brunson, I luckily took it at 38.5 on the PRA. Thank Jesus. That hit by half, I thought that shit was easy, bro. But I was watching it, I'm like, yeah. And then obviously goes to overtime. They start turning up a little bit there, so that made it a little more sweaty down the spot there. But anything else you want to talk about from those other games there, Stu, before we kind of start breaking down today's game?
Well, I mean, how about yesterday's games, right? I mean, I guess all of them. We'll say it all together. I mean, every single road fucking underdog won. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's insane. I mean, truly, I don't think it's ever happened before. I think this is definitely the first time it's ever happened, at least in round 2. So to see that happen, I mean, just like, I don't know, kind of. I mean, I think it's like the best possible viewing experience. We had some awesome games so far. The ones that are on the top of my mind are still yesterday, obviously, with the game winner with the Pacer. I don't know if you were watching that, the Halliburton.
No, I worked. I saw it obviously after the fact, but
dude, I was so tired yesterday. I woke up from a nap. I did my VSiN spot at 8:30. Cavs were up by like 20, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed. Like I was literally like, fuck this game. I'm just going to bed. Right before though, I went up. It was the fourth quarter, like 9 minutes left. It's like a game again. And suddenly, from out of nowhere, the Pacers come back and win with the Halliburton step backs everywhere. But man, what a beautiful shot. And shout out to the Pacers. I just want to say, I want to talk about the game because I was wrong about it. Like, obviously, the Cavs had some injuries, but they won game 1. I mean, when Mobley and Hunter were in there, obviously no Garland. But to be able to do what they've been doing in these games, everyone just says the same thing. They just go, you just got to slow down the Pacers. Like, you just slow them down. And you'll be able to play with them. And like maybe the Bucks weren't able to do that. The Cavs will obviously be able to do that. And they haven't. Like so far, no one has been able to do it. So maybe they're not your regular season team. I mean, I think we're at the point where a lot of people, including myself, need to give some apologies to the Pacers. And honestly, Halliburton for stepping up the way he's stepping up. Because it kind of looked like he was on this trajectory. And then we saw a little bit of a dip in like the regular season. I think that's where a lot of the hate came in. But that was a huge win. And I'm very curious if they can close off the series or if we see the Cavs get a little healthier and mount like a crazy comeback.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Cavs plus 175 on the series market. I know it's not been great viewing if you are a Cavs fan, but like for them to even be up that much with no Hunter too, like Hunter and Mobley both being out. I was looking at some of their stats and it's like during the regular season they don't play a ton of minutes. That's the thing, is they got to get used to it, right? They got to get used to playing those heavy minutes. But also, a lot of the times it's just like Garland and Allen running together and Mitchell and Mobley kind of running together for those minutes where, that's why they keep those minutes down so much. But again, when you got fucking Garland, what are you going to do? Like, Allen hasn't done shit because of that. He can't do anything in that pick and roll offensively without, having Garland run it, because running it with Donovan Mitchell ain't the same. Like, if there's even a speck of space, that ball's going up, right? Yeah. And obviously he went crazy. But I think that is huge. And I think that you kind of give them, the travel spots. I think that next game is until what? The next game is not till Friday. Right. So I think that's important for me, where I'm taking a plus 175 and I'm assuming they have to play everybody down 2-0. Right. And that's the thing is,
I think so.
I know you're guessing, right? We're guessing on it. But I mean, you got 2 full days after that. For the guys that were hurt and didn't play, that's almost a week. Right. That's almost a full week that you're off. And obviously getting the best treatment in the world. So, yeah, I think a fully healthy Cavs team, I know Ty Jerome is good, but he ain't ready to be put into like a top 2 player on a team spotlight, which is what he was, and he got shut down because he had to go against the better defenders. So I think that they get healthy. I just think plus 175 is absolutely absurd for me to not take it.
Well, my one thing on that would be that when you think of a series price, right, you're normally essentially making a parlay between their money lines for the next couple games. So I immediately went to go look. In this next game, they're only -1.5 or -130 on the money line. So, I agree with your logic, but they need to win this next game to win the series 100%. I'd almost rather just go to that -1.5 and just hit that like right now before it moves anymore. Because I honestly kind of expected it would be like 5.5 because it's so important they win this game. Like if they don't, it's over, So yeah, that would be my take right there. Or I mean, it's not technically over, but it's over. You know
what would you say the line is if all three of those guys play?
Maybe like -5.
I said like 4.5. That's what I would put it at.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, that's a big difference.
I'm gonna bet -1.5 right now. Like, I don't see how you don't think like I don't know, even like the Cavs, even with one of them, even Garland somehow gone, even just having Hunter and Mobley is so much better than Dean Wade and fucking Ty Jerome and even Sam Merrill for his 3 minutes or whatever. Like, shout out Strus. Strus was solid at times. He had a clutch 3 down the stretch that just got overshadowed, unfortunately, by Halliburton's even more clutch 3 that he hit right after. So definitely we'll probably be going into a little Strus next game as well. But yeah, we need to see those injuries for sure because Hunter will be huge. I like Hunter if he plays. Like the pace that these guys play on the other side, like the speed, I think Hunter could do some damage in transition off the bench, just kind of like a secondary scorer.
And I mean, is there a better team to have played for before than the fucking Hawks? To be prepped for this, to be the only guy that plays defense on that fucking team, you got to have endurance up the ass, bro. Like, you got to be crazy to be playing on that team and be the only guy playing defense. I'll give Capella his Okongwu their little bit of flowers, but still, I mean, it's tough for those guys to play defense when you're fucking running a goddamn sprint the entire game. So let's talk the games tonight. We got the Celtics, the Knicks, OKC, in Denver. Which, if you had to take a dog today, which dog are you taking to cover and possibly win this one?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably the Nuggets again, honestly. Just because Jokic is so central to everything that, like, I was talking about last night, they're asking me, like, if you like Denver futures, just go bet Jokic MVP instead. With Michael Porter Jr. injured, with Jamal Murray kind of in hell with these guards right now, like, it's Jokic. And it just has to be everything Jokic. Is that a sustainable way to win a series? No. But can you pop off and win a couple games? Can you cover big spreads that way when you're the best player in the world? Yeah. So I would give them a better chance just because I don't feel good about the Knicks. And maybe I'm still –
I think they get fucking ran out the door.
I do too. I do too. That's why I was going to actually talk about – it's not one of my plays, but I'm getting kind of close. I think Miles McBride, 5.5 points could be good. Because he not only gets the regular, like, couple minutes of run, he benefited from foul trouble last game. But with all these little guards they have, McBride's skill set is definitely useful as a defensive player out there. His confidence is rising, and he can play ball.
Curry out at least a week, they just said.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd be a little shocked if we saw him again, but we'll see. It might be, like, deep in the series.
Well, you already know my thoughts on it. So
yeah. Well, hope he gets good soon over there. But yeah, that's kind of my take. I'm a little bit worried for tonight's game, but I do like McBride as like a blowout kind of a guy that could take advantage of those extra minutes as well as just regular minutes if it's a close game, you know?
Yeah, dude, I'm not going to lie. I felt like I was the smartest guy ever. After I turned on the Nuggets game I got home from work and I look at the game and I'm like, Jamal Murray is like 4 for 4 from the field. He's got like 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And I fucking live bet the shit out of that under points, rebounds, assists. I bet it at 46. I was getting it at 44. I got it at, I'm like, dude, every time he did something, because that first quarter he just kept going. I think he started at 8 and it just kept going up. And I'm like, all right, he just made a fucking contested bucket. I bet it again. Did it again. Bet it again. I'm like, there is no way in hell. And then the entire second half, he didn't do anything.
Nope.
Didn't do anything. So I just felt really good about that one because I think I had 4 bets on Jamal Murray under points, rebounds, assists. And one of them I lost, which was the original line at 30.5. And then I had 40, 44, and 46. because the dude just couldn't miss anything in that first quarter. And then they just said, all right, we're just going to guard you and make Jokic do literally everything possible. And obviously he did to continue to do that. So.
Yeah, that was such a sick game. I was so happy Denver won too. I mean, I've been saying, like, I don't know, something sat wrong with me being like, hey, I still think OKC needs another piece, and everyone in the world is like, no, they're perfect. They're fucking great right now. Why would we mess up that perfect team chemistry? It's like, well, they have a billion picks, and every team can still use a bench shooter. You know what I mean? Like a wing, especially. And it still feels like there's a wing missing from this team. That like every one of these, whether it's a shooting wing, a hunter kind of player, a marketing kind of player, or a defensive wing, a knockoff Jaden McDaniel. You know, I don't know. It's just like, it's interesting. Everyone was so quick to defend these guys as such a perfect team. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think the Nuggets are the right team to beat him. I think a healthy Michael Porter Jr. At pure form, that changes things. But unfortunately, we're not going to get that this series, which means I got to keep counting on Russell fucking Westbrook to make buckets, which I really don't like doing. I love the guy. He was clutch. He's playing good playoff basketball. He made a winning play. He made the pass to Gordon that won it. He's been playing great. I even watch him on defense because of how much he used to fuck up and run for steals and stuff. He's playing great basketball, so I got to respect it. But you can't be counting on guys like that to actually win you the game and win you the series, in my opinion.
No, I definitely would agree. But let's get to your picks, dude. I know you got two of them. And then I'll get to some MLB. I already have bets out today. I hope you guys, if you guys don't follow me in action, go do that. I already posted a play that started already. Actually, two plays that started already. And you might be able to go get those live. But I'll kick it over to you, Sue, to take it away.
Sounds good. Yeah, we got two NBA today. First time in a little bit, both in the same game. But we're going to start out with one I just talked about a couple days ago, Hardenstein over 10.5 points. I said it at 9.5 points. I thought by the end of the series, it would be at least 11.5, 12.5. We're not quite there yet. They bumped it up one. I don't think they made quite a big of an adjustment. He wasn't in like severe foul trouble, but he did miss like a minute or two thanks to getting that third foul a little bit early there. He luckily didn't really have too many problems. He ended with 5. So I guess he did have a little bit more foul trouble than I remember, but still had 12 points despite that. And we were kind of talking before the game. They acquired Isaiah Hardenstein for this series. Like, when you look at who they had, Chet is great. Chet, I still think, is probably a little underrated, honestly, like with what he can do. But when you just look at like body type and physicality, trusting him out there against Jokic, or in especially AD when they were planning for him in the West as well to start the season, it's like, no, we need a big body. We need someone we can trust, and we need a reliable guy that's good in the playoffs. Hardenstein coming off his best season where he was amazing in the playoffs last year. I feel like people kind of forget that. He was awesome. Like, he was a big part of their success and someone that they obviously really wanted to keep, but he got a great deal down in OKC. And I talked about it a lot in the last one. Everything we saw Zubac do so well, I felt like Hardenstein could do like a budget version of it, you know? And I don't mean that in a harsh way, but Zubac is a higher usage player, and he gets more pick and roll opportunities. But it's the same kind of thing where they trust Hardenstein as like a hub in the paint. Like, they don't just trust him to score. They trust him to pass. They trust him to make the right decision, to be a guy that when SGA does get blitzed, when he gets doubled, he can be a guy that can then make that next decision, right? Because Jalen Williams will do that as well. But having a big that can pass as well as score and create those like short roll opportunities, those little floaters, those little easy mid-range buckets is what I want to target. And every team goes at Denver. Like, centers always do well against Denver because it makes common sense. You got the best player in the world single-handedly trying to drop 40-point triple-doubles. Attack him on defense as much as possible. Make that guy as tired as humanly possible. Go at him whenever possible. And that's what we saw. That's what every team pretty much tries to do. And a guy like Hardenstein, he's not the most aggressive player in the world, but he looked good in game 1. He had 12 points. I'd expect the line, it should probably be 12, maybe 12.5 at this point. And until it gets to that point, I'm going to keep playing it because I even think he has a little bit more minutes upside here. I think as long as the game stays close, Jokic is going to be in, and they're going to need his size to match that. So Hardenstein was normally in like the 25-ish minute range in the regular season. We saw 29 last game. I think that's kind of what we're going to be seeing, the low 30s to very high 20s for the rest of the series. And I think this number is just too low for what teams are doing to Denver, which attack the paint, and use those little easy mid-range buckets, use the floater. And I talked about it a lot last show, but it's the touch. It's like Zubac is really good, but I saw a lot of the same things with Hardenstein. He has good touch. They trust him around the paint. So we're backing it over 10.5 points, -110. And you can even get -105 on MGM if you have that as well.
Beautiful. Yeah, definitely. He's sitting pretty good in my eyes after winning last game. So for us. So I will kick it over to you again. You have a bet in the same game, and I'll let you take it away.
Sounds good. We got Alex Caruso over 1.5 steals. This one is like all over the place in the pricing market right now. Hard Rock has -110. ESPN has -115. Bet365 is -130, and then DraftKings is up to -140. So I think the max I'd go is -140, but you have multiple different books there. I know my offshore is at -130 as well. And I'm good with like anything to -140 there, but there are still some -110s, some -115s out there. And I think those are awesome prices. And I tweeted this out. I couldn't even be happy at winning my freaking ticket last game because I missed the fucking Alex Caruso game. And I'm a big Alex Caruso fan. I mean, if you watch the show, anytime he could possibly play 20 minutes, he would pop up in the show in like a steal parlay, 2+ steals, anything. Because the guy, when he's out there, is the best disruptor in basketball in terms of creating steals. When he was playing a full role, it wasn't even close. He was the leader in deflections per minute. Like the guy, when he's out there, creates havoc. He's probably the best screen navigator we have in basketball right now. He is one of the most undervalued players in the league. And it pissed me off so much seeing everybody victory lap Josh Giddey as this awesome win. We dunked on the Thunder in the straight because he cooked some garbage teams at the end of the year for 20-point double-doubles. No hate to Giddey, but one of these guys is a playoff winner, and one of these guys is a regular season bottom feeder. And the fucking Thunder got the playoff winner. They got the real asset. They got the guy. And I get he only played 15 minutes a game in the regular season. They didn't seem to really need to involve him. But guess what? It's playoff time now. Game 1 of the series, he saw 26 minutes. He shot amazingly. 5 for 9 from 3. I'm not expecting that kind of efficiency every game, but 20.6 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks, an absolute monster on the defensive side. I honestly barely even remember him from the first series. I went back and looked. He still had 3 steals in 3 out of the 4 games. And he was barely playing 20 minutes because if you remember, they kind of kicked the shit out of the Grizzlies in a couple of those games. That was
they were up fucking 40 in 3 games.
Exactly. So like Caruso's just not coming out for that. It's Kaysen Wallace, it's Aaron Wiggins, it's all these other guys. Like they're literally like, we want Caruso for the big minutes. We want it for the most important ones. And the reason I talk about a guy like this so highly is because initially when we're breaking him down, we think he's going to be guarding a Jamal Murray, a Christian Braun. And then you go out there and you watch the tape from last game, and he's the only guy that can stop Aaron Gordon. They're putting him on Aaron Gordon. That was his defensive assignment because everyone else was getting cooked by him. Williams, whenever they headed on him, Gordon was going crazy. And Gordon had a good game. He ended with 22 points. He hit the game-winning 3. When Caruso wasn't on him, he was going to business. So for me, when I watched the film, I even think there's more upside for minutes, even beyond 26, because not only can he guard the best guards in the world, but he was also their best defensive solution for Aaron freaking Gordon. Like, this guy's versatile. He can do a lot of different things. When he's hitting shots, then that's even better. That's not what I bet on him to do. If you notice, I bet him for steals because that's what he's fucking elite at. It's what he's better than anyone in the league at. So if he's going to play heavy minutes, sure, I could go to points or assists. There's way better guys on the team at that. You know what I mean? There's nobody better on the team at creating steals and creating deflections. So getting at a reasonable price, like I said, -110 Hard Rock, -115 ESPN. Those are the best we got right now, but I played up to -140. Give me Alex Caruso steals. I don't see a ladder option. I can check real quick if we have it. Let's see. ESPN has 3 at 225 and 4 at 600. I like that as well. He had 5 in game 1. He's a fucking beast. I love betting on Alex Caruso. We're going back to the well today. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is the price on this?
We'll do -115. That's what we'll do. There's -110 on Hard Rock, but I don't use that book. So
okay, I just want to make sure I have it because I know I I've been trying to make sure I put the numbers on here every single time. With the steel ones, I don't even have them on my book sometimes. So obviously, I don't have access to use the big ones unless I get a little driving going. But yeah, I'm excited for them. I wasn't as big of a Caruso fan until you kind of turned me into one. So obviously, winning a few bets will do that for you. Make a guy a fan. So let's take a big old left turn to the diamond here. I will be betting MLB as you probably could expect. One thing I will say is I'm probably betting Robbie Ray walks again. He's playing the Cubs today. That will probably be something that starts in like 30 minutes. Just a quick heads up. I also, like I said, already have 2 plays out over on Action that have already started. That those guys are starting a little bit earlier today. But we do have a lot of late games today, which is why we're okay with doing the noon show here, and not messing up our kind of our schedule. Well, I couldn't breathe there for a second. I don't know what the hell just happened, but like Friday will be normal, obviously, with all the travel days and stuff like that. So I like kind of keeping us on track here. We have a loaded night slate. My boy Christopher Sanchez in action as always. I love to see him throw. Hunter Green gets the Braves.
Yeah.
But I like these early games. I like that the 240 game. I really like that Mets game. I'm gonna be having my bet in that one. Any game that you're thinking about targeting at all, Stu, before I kind of get into my bet here today?
Yeah, I mean, I was more looking at the early stuff. I like San Francisco, Chicago. I played Jung Ho Lee in a hit parlay with him and Freddie Freeman to both get a hit at like
a steals parlay, bro. I was like, damn, bro, you're going crazy out here.
Going sport to sport is hard, okay?
That's crazy.
But no, yeah, a steal parlay would actually be kind of hilarious. I should do like an NBA x MLB steal parlay. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I like the hit parlay for that right there. The later slate, I didn't get super deep into, honestly. Besides, I guess I kind of like the Rangers with Molly on the mound. But yeah, I know you hate him, so
I don't hate him. I hate betting on him because no matter what you do, like, he does the opposite. Like, he has really good games, but that's probably the game I faded him. I will bet him, and then he sucks. And this has been years in the making here. So I can't say that I hate Tyler Mahle. I hate betting on Tyler Mahle because that boy can never just make a fucking decision on what he wants to fucking do here.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I bet on him tonight. Last time I bet on him, we argued about it, I remember, and he was
both wrong.
And then he snuck up to 5 Ks. He got there in like he struck out the side in his last inning and just saved my ass. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to bring that up. Shout out Tyler Mahle, But yeah, this slate kind of mid. I don't know. Probably that Hunter Green game is the only one I'm really too interested in the late slate, at least. I like the day game slate more.
Yeah, I already see I tell you all the time, I always fade my Brewers during these types of games. In the afternoon slate. So I'm on Framber 4 strikeouts with Sonny Gray, I believe, under 2.5 earned runs. That was play I already posted over there. And then I'm also on Altuve, hits, runs, RBIs, but you already know the Brewers are just going to take a fucking shit today. This just kind of screams one of those games. So I guess I'll get into my bet here. And I'm going to be rolling with the Mets team total at 4.5 minus 130. I'm going to line shop right now just because I'm kind of pissed at this lineup they put out for me. I still think they get the job done, but you can ask Stu. I was kind of steaming over this. So minus 115, minus 120 I can get now since they decided to take an absolute dog shit lineup approach today. But I still think this gets the job done. I really like the Mets today facing Merrill Kelly. Who I know he's got the name value, got all that stuff and whatever, but I am not a huge fan of Merrill Kelly. I don't know how you really could be. The dude doesn't really do much for me. He does a lot. Obviously, a very high ground ball guy. I'm just worried about these barrels, bro. Like, these barrels are really starting to scare me. Like, to have a 10% barrel rate is fucking awful. Like, that's terrible. Like, he's given up 11 barrels and 113 batted balls. That's absurd. 11 barrels already this year, and I'm expecting some again today when he's going to be a 4-seam changeup guy over 50% of the time, cutter. he doesn't have like a breaking ball that's any good. Like, if I'm facing Pete Alonso, I need a ball moving down the zone. You need something to get him on the ground. Lindor, same thing. Like Soto, same thing. Like, he's just going to be throwing the ball on the same plane, four-seam with the cutter and the sinker. Like, I get it. It works sometimes if you're trying to get ground balls here, but I don't know, man. This dude just doesn't give me enough swings and misses to even respect that. That four-seamer has been absolutely pummeled this year to a 773 slugging against lefties. This is tough because I just saw what they brought out today. And, I mean, they even put Beatty in the lineup just to get another lefty in there. They put McNeil in this lineup to get another lefty in there. They're loading up, throwing the kitchen sink in there on the lefties. Only a 19% K rate against lefties so far this year. A 4.6 xFIP. The expected ERA is pushing 5. And, again, when you're not a guy who can overpower someone, you've got to be able to locate and to see him still, even with only a 17% K rate, still seeing him at almost an 8% walk rate. That does not instill confidence in me. This Mets team is obviously very good. A 112 WRC plus, almost a 10% walk rate. They don't strike out, sub 20% strikeout rate. But my biggest thing here, too, is I don't expect Merrill Kelly getting deep in this game. I really don't. This Mets team makes you work. Even when they're not scoring runs, they make you work. And I'm looking at the outs props. You're seeing an under 15.5 at minus 130. And then you look at bullpen numbers. This D-backs bullpen is fucking shit. And now you take your best 2 arms and you toss them. Because Martinez is, in my opinion, one of the top 3 relievers in baseball. I love the dude's stuff. He's 102, has an absolute wipeout splitter. He had shoulder fatigue. You could see his fastball velo down. He's on the IL. AJ Puck's out for 60. He's on the 60-day IL. The Arizona had this locked up, dude. They had the 8th and 9th inning locked up. They just platooned the guys, and they were both doing fantastic. What are you doing for me now? Kevin Ginkel. That's what they're doing. And guess what? I don't know if you remember, but these same teams played each other last week, and Kevin Ginkel threw like 40 pitches in his 1 inning and gave an absolute tank to Juan Soto. So I had a bet on Lindor and Soto that day. Luckily, Soto got it done. Lindor didn't do shit. But, man, dude, this bullpen is trash. I get it. You're at home. But these are the types of games where I'm kind of worried, right? You might even have that ball be flying even more during these day games. It should be definitely a spot where I'm expecting to see some heavy runs here early and often from this Mets team against big bad Merrill Kelly.
Yeah, no, I like the spot here. I mean, Kelly's one of those guys that, like, his surface level stats are always kind of solid, but he feels like a guy I don't want to take unless he's playing a bad team. You know what I mean? Like, for overs and stuff like that. Like, he kind of cooks those kind of teams, but against stronger lineups, like you said, the barrel rate, the hard hit, that can kind of shine a little bit. And luckily, the Mets have multiple different guys, even like you said, with a little bit of an uglier matchup that you can still trust for some high-end production. So I like the look. I always like taking advantage of some like weaker bullpens in some spots like that. I try to do it with my Nats as much as possible, and definitely think it's a good spot right here, especially at minus 115, a little bit of a better price.
Yeah, dude, this is there's those guys that you definitely enjoy fading a little bit more. So do like this spot for him, and that's all I got here for MLB. That is an early game, so make sure you lock that in. Let's do a quick recap, and we'll get into some long shots. I think I'm going to have a few today, Stu. I'm feeling pretty good on this long shot slate, and I'm excited. So let's get it going. We'll get our recap first.
Sounds good. Both of mine come in the Thunder game. We got Isaiah Hardenstein over 10.5 points, minus 110. Like I said, minus 105 MGM if you have that one as well. Then we got Alex Caruso, steal price all over the place. We got over 1.5 steals, minus 115 on ESPN, minus 110 on Hard Rock, minus 120 on 365. I played up to minus 140. That's the max we're going.
Awesome. Let's get to mine. I'm playing the Mets team total at 4.5, minus 115. I know you got a long shot, Stu. What are you rolling with today for today's NBA slate?
Yep, we got Karl Anthony Towns, 15 rebounds. We're doing it again. It's plus 475 on DraftKings. It was just 500 a minute ago, so someone must have bet that. You can even get 14 at 330. That's even a good price as well right there on FanDuel. Like, he had 13. He missed the whole second quarter. He missed a full rotation. And Porzingis has only played like 13. He's got some injury stuff going on. He never really looks fully healthy. And then that happened last game. That's kind of like your biggest stretch big out there. And I mean, you'd rather Horford take threes than Porzingis take threes. I mean, it's a little bit more of a cushion there, even though Porzingis is not doing too well, given his shooting split so far this playoffs. But I just see even more upside. I see more minutes. Look at all the we talked about minutes, by the way, about Hart, and you were right. We said over 38 and a half.
I said 41 and a half.
Okay, 41 and a half.
Yeah. I was a little and I think he was closing even on that even before overtime.
He had 40. He had 40 before overtime. So you were correct on the heavy usage for him. The reason I bring that up, not only to give you credit, Cat was the only starter at 30. All the other guys are high 40s, and Cat's in at 32 minutes. So the upside is there. The production was good. He's still at 13. Like, I don't see why we're getting a better price than we got last game. I'm going back to the well. And the other thing I'll say, too, I noticed it. Cat, you can get 4 threes for plus 1,500, and you can get 3 for plus 450. He did that twice last series. Like, you're getting 14-1 on something that he did. Like, he was like, when Cat gets hot, he gets hot. And when he doesn't, he goes 0 for 1. So you get good price on the long shots. I'm just saying Cat needs to have big games. We talked about the downsides for Brunson, the rough matchup for him. I think Cat long shots are live like almost every game. Like, I don't know if I'm going to play it every game. I might. We'll see how this game goes tonight. But I'm getting some 3 ladder action as well, because when he gets hot, he goes for it. And it could be from a scoring perspective as well.
Yeah, I'm a fan there for sure. I definitely like this spot. Towns should have got it last time. He did hit his regular prop, which did help me out a little bit. I did tail it with you. But yeah, definitely a good look here. I might play 2 today. I'm going to play a half unit long shot play here because I like both spots already. I'm going to play Christopher Sanchez, 7 strikeouts going with Philly's money line. And you can combo that at a same game parlay at plus 240. If you could line shot that one for me, boys and girls, I think that's a spot that I like I said, I didn't really line shop too much right now. I'm kind of just going on DraftKings specifically here. But I really like fading Shane Baz after that absolute dog shit performance from last time. And I also would really like to look at in that same game, looking at some walk ladder possibilities with Shane Baz, because the Phillies have been really, really good in that spot as well. Lastly, I do want to fade this dude, man. I'm going to go on here and I'm going to play his long shot, and that is going to be 7 hits allowed at plus 270 for my boy Gunnar Hoglund. I'm going to play Gunnar Hoglund. I think that's how you spell it. Let me pull it up again.
Hoglund, Hogl.
I always think it's Hag. I think I know a couple Haglunds, but I'm going to go 7 hits allowed at plus 275. I just think that's a ridiculous number here. This guy I'm not a guy in the spot where thinking that this guy's going to be able to miss bats at the major league level. I know that me and Stu kind of talked about it here quite a bit prior to the show about, his numbers in the minor leagues and all that yada, stuff like that. But I feel like when I use Fangraphs, I don't use it religiously. But I do like to look at it with these younger guys in terms of like their, season long. Like they have the projections for season long numbers. This dude projects season long with a 4.7 FIP and a 4.7 ERA. That's what they're projecting him to be at the major league level. You're at home here. You're not in Seattle, right? You're in Oakland, which is now a hitter-friendly ballpark against the number 1 team who hits right-handed pitching. My biggest thing is if he is able to keep the ball in the zone, and the numbers there, I saw he does have some walk issues, or he did 2 years ago in the minor leagues. He's been better last year, and to start this year, if he's in the zone, he's getting titty lit. I use that very, very aggressively in this spot. I think that he gets smoked. Yes, could I see him, getting some strikeouts? I think his 4Ks is like minus 160. Not going there. I'm looking at Hogwin here. I just don't see 92 missing bats unless it's the Marlins who can't hit righties and they smoke lefties, right? I think we're getting a very, very big spot here that everybody's looking at. Oh, this guy must be pretty damn good. He had 6 innings. He only gave up 3 hits against the Marlins with 7 strikeouts. Sign me up. This dude's a fade spot. I'm about to I think he gets absolutely lit up. The only reason he doesn't is if he walks guys and gets out early with a minus 185 on the 15.5 outs. I'm excited, man. I think this is a great spot for the Mets, or not the Mets, for the Mariners, who, like I said, was not on my list to be the best team against right-handed pitching with only a 20% K rate this year after watching what they did for me last year in the fade spots. So sign me up. Let's go Mariners. Give me those 7 hits.
Yeah, I can't say I'm rooting for you here. Unfortunately, I've got a little positive gunner. I got some 3.5 Ks at minus 130. Not quite the crazy prices out here.
DraftKings right now, I think it's minus 155 to minus 165. So.
Yeah, no, we talked about it. It's been kind of popular. You don't love to be on the popular, unproven young guy. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I like your other long shot more. I'll say that. But I see the logic. I definitely see the logic. I don't know. My thing was the last 10 right-handed pitchers, 7 of the last 10 still got 4Ks. So even being a great team at avoiding, 4 is like a low ass fucking number. He's likely, like you said, gonna at least get into the 5th inning. Give him a chance. He's stretched out from the minor leagues. And yeah, he's a K per inning guy. I agree. He's got a really good changeup and kind of nothing else, or at least a pretty good changeup. So if he's aggressive in the strike zone, I think he can get a couple Ks at such a low number. You know what I mean? I'm still, and the question I asked you is you saying all these amazing stats about the Mariners right now and their offense against right-handed pitching. And my question was just, do you think it's going to be there at the end of the year, or do you think we're going to see some regression to the mean? I would lean much more that they're closer.
I think they're top 10. I don't think they're the number 1, right?
I would say like 10 to 13, to 14.
I'm a little higher on them. Now that they got
Dylan gets busted for roids, then you're fucked. Then you're screwed.
What did you say?
I said, what if they get Polanco for roids? Then you're screwed.
I don't know. Polanco was nice with the Twins. My thing too is we talk about strikeouts and I talk about this all the time, is buying low on guys and selling high on guys. Bro, they have him at a 17% projected strikeout rate in the big leagues. Mm-hmm. First game, he had fucking 32%. Like, no one knows what you have. You pretty much are just going fastball changeup really with this guy. And now we have a day game at George Steinbrenner Field, and it's hot. Sign me up, bro. That ball is flying today. I'm excited. And again, we could both hit, and it would be great.
That's what I'm here for.
But I think that
we got to take a homer, right? Though, if we agree he's going to have an unsettling fastball, like a not great fastball in the zone.
Give me George, bro. Give me 450 on George.
Is that who we're going with?
George Polanco, bro. Give me George Polanco. Give me that shit. Plus 450 is ridiculous. And you also have a guy like Julio who actually finally hit one last night.
I was thinking Julio too. That's what I was looking at. I was thinking, but then I let Polanco's hot, so I mean,
Yeah. Dude, the thing is Randy is ass, and I still think he could go yard on this dude. So it's like, all right. So I know we're on opposite sides, but I like both these spots, and I think hopefully we can both get W's here for both of our sakes. So I'm on the fade Hogwin train. Yeah, Polanco has been an absolute fucking monster, dude. He's like a top. I changed my fantasy baseball team name to Peter Goat Armstrong now, and I'm a Brewers fan. And dude's fucking top 5 in fantasy right now. Shout out Peter Goat. I was even mad when he was cooking the Brewers, dude, because that guy has just been printing me money, whether it's stolen bases, whether it's home runs, whatever it is. The dude just likes making me money, man. I appreciate that more than you know. So shout out PCA for doing his thing. So anything else, Stu, before we head out today?
No, not much. I'm excited. Yeah, if you're shouting out your goat, I'm shouting out Alex Caruso again. We already shouted him out earlier. Go watch the show. 2 NBA picks, another NBA long shot. You obviously had an MLB and 2 MLB long shots. Stack show today. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, share it to your friend, send it around, retweet it, do all the good stuff. This is a good one. I feel good about it. And I'm ready to see these tickets cash. So appreciate you guys all tuning in, all the comments. I see Nats blowing it. Good. I'm rooting for them to lose. I bet against them. And yeah, I hope we can make some money today. Let's go.
Yeah, I saw they're up 3-0. Now it's 5-3 Guardians.
That's bullpen, baby.
Yeah, it's horrendous. I don't know why. Unless you're betting first five. That's the only time I'll ever in my entire life bet on the Nationals.
Yep.
Just ask for yourself to get let down.
I was going to say real quick, Soroka, Williams, they can go 5 innings. Sure. Anything more than 5, get fucking crushed. That's the case with all these guys except Gore. Good to 5, except Irvin. Irvin, good to 6. Good to 5, and then lit up in the 5th inning. The problem is they know this. They can't take these guys out because the bullpen is atrocious. So that's why they keep getting cooked. That's why I never fade Nats first 5, only full game, because that bullpen, you want exposure if you're fading the Nats.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back Friday, ready to go. As of right now, I think we only have one NBA game on that day.
Oh, I'm out Friday, remember?
Yeah, you're out. So maybe I'll just do a live myself here. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow. We'll have to look at slates. I got to make sure we check. So appreciate you guys jumping in. We will be back soon. Well, I'll let you know on that. Make sure you follow over on Twitter so we can kind of keep you up to date. And best of luck on all your bets. Ton of action tonight. And hopefully you guys can get cash some tickets. So have a good one and good luck.